Hello. How's that for getting close to nature, eh? Wee badger. We'll leave him in peace and carry on.
So, welcome back to the channel. I'm back out again on the bike, and today, as you just seen, there's a little bit of close-up wildlife. We've got a lot today. We've got a lot of local history, some beachcombing, and some World War II coastal defences to go and have a look at. First of all, the SS on that number plate was the registration phone numbers for East Lothian between 1904 and 2001. Just to make that clear, it's nothing to do with the Dash Reich. So, moving on. Great set of World War II coastal defence anti-tank blocks there going up the field. I'm going to do another video on all that. Today, we're just crossing the John Muir Way here, and we're heading to cycle along the Buist Embankment. It's an embankment which was believed to be built around 1850, which follows the tidal limit of the Heatherwick Bay area for the River Tyne, and it was basically to reclaim tidal marsh for horticultural use, and the whole area is very flat. If you've ever been down to Norfolk, it's very similar to southeast coast of England here. A lot of drains, ditches which flow into the Tyne. So a trail ferry's been out and recut out the path through the gorse, which was all overgrown last year when we were here. And so I thought I'd have a go at cycling along the embankment. So I got along just quite a bit and just stopped to do some filming when I heard a rustle beside me in the long grass. So I thought it'd be a hare, and lo and behold, a badger in daylight. So my father, who was East Lothian's first countryside ranger, my dad Archie, always told me if you sit long enough and quiet enough, nature comes to you. It only took about 20 seconds for this to appear. Didn't expect this today. Look at that, eh? Very strange seeing one in daylight. Oh, it's obviously smelt me, which wouldn't be smelling too good, so I said hello.
Hello.
Imagine
How's
that.
that for getting close to nature, eh?
So, moving on. You only get so far along the banking before you start hitting logs which have been washed up in a big storm onto the top. This winter I might try and get along here and try and clear it. So people have been walking and cycling along the side here. So this is the salt marsh, and this is a very important area for wildlife, for waders feeding. Contains a lot of bugs and plants that it's an area that should be really a triple SI. These areas are very important, as well as being environmentally very, very good. So this is Moss House Point, where the banking turns west and parallel with the River Tyne estuary. So we're heading along here. There's sheep in the field just now, but they'll be fine. One of the things I do get a bit annoyed at when I watch YouTube films of people cycling in hill ground is sheep running down tracks. You should always stop and let the sheep run off tracks, especially April, May, when they can be carrying young.
Hello.
There you go, there's the embankment, turning around and going right along here. So that's the field that previously you'd cut through to get to this bridge. It's very wet in winter though. Towards the bridge now. It's not in great state. If you're careful you can get across. So something to watch for along this River Tyne, if you're here early morning, would be otters. Now there's a lot of tracks on the banking with sheep going down to drink. But quite often you'll see otter tracks in the mud here. So they're there, very seclusive though, quite hard to see. It's just beautiful here though. Yeah, this bridge has definitely seen better days, but you can get across okay. Just stand on the spars, should be safe enough. You can see them through the gaps. Here's a retrieving training bird that's obviously someone's dog not very good at retrieving to have lost. So we're following the river now on the other side of the field. There is cattle in this field, but they won't bother you if you're not shouting and screaming and stuff. Once again, always open and close properly gates, and you've just seen me there going through. Don't climb over them if you can help it. Doesn't do gates any good. Yeah, so we're heading into the woods now. East Links Wood it is. Beautiful old wood of pine trees further around, but here it's just lovely big beech and oak trees. So these tank blocks on top of Moss House Point can be followed a couple of miles non-stop right through Links Wood. Lovely view up here, and would love to do a bivvy up here again. I did it a few years ago, and it was a walk to sunrise. Very peaceful today. So my fingers following the Buist Embankment that we've just cycled round. A lovely way to get round into Tyninghame though. Still don't know how my friend Sani can cycle up this. I guess he's got a lot more skill than me. So there once was an old track, tidal track I guess, ran from Tyninghame Estate across to Heatherwick. Here it is on an old 1800s map that I came across. It's there somewhere under the salt marsh and all the mud in the bay. Here across on the salt marsh is the only remaining anti-glider pole standing up from the whole area. Was covered with these in 1940 when we expected a glider landing possibly. Turned into Links Woods now, and we're following a really nice wee trail that winds through the tank blocks, and you'll see these round cylinders. These are actually roadblocks that they had where there was gaps in the tank blocks to allow vehicles in and out onto the beach. They could just be pulled in to create a defensive block. I do wonder just how many thousand of these concrete cubes are on the east coast of Scotland. Maybe one day someone will walk it all and with a clicker do a count. Who knows? Anyway, cross the salt marsh again. Careful not to cause any unnecessary damage here. It's a very fragile environment. So a fat bike's really the only tired bicycle you should be cycling across here. You do see folk cutting across normal bikes and they've cut it up, which is good. So we're heading out round Sandyhurst Point now. So we're near the point, and you'll have seen, if you're out here, a row of stones that go right across the bay. They appear and disappear as sand gets moved with different tides, and stones don't move obviously. Some have been put up into cairns for wildfowling, but they're actually not a fish trap as a lot of folk thought, or I did think, but they were actually an idea that the Tyninghame estate tried to improve drainage for agriculture, but it never worked. So back out to the point, and there's loads of sand out here that I hadn't seen last time I was here. It's obviously been carried from somewhere, so somebody's missing a beach. I walked across here after I'd done a bit beach combing in the setting, and it was really deep, really soft. So yeah, let's do a bit of beach combing, because you can often find stuff out here wartime related. Mortar fins, Field 3s, Hispanos. You don't know unless you go. I only looked for a couple of minutes, and then there it was right in front of me.
Oh look, see it? Yes, a sparrow. Right, trying to get across here. Shit. Oh, brilliant! Another one. There you go.
I'm always amazed that these things can lie in the sea and freshwater if it's in the tide, where 2 times a day a tide comes in and out. It can move stones and rocks and sand, and 80 years on you can still pick them up and they're not dissolving in your hands. So I had another look, but I think that was the only one I was going to find today. Couldn't see anything.
Yes. That's broken again, but not bad.
As we say in the game, that is a keeper. So, all this sand, wonder where it came from? Well, I'm soon going to find out around the corner. Bloody golf balls. I'm sick of the sight of golf balls being a greenkeeper. But anyway, that probably came all the way down the Tyne from Haddington Golf Course, where the Tyne goes right past the side of. Anyway, stick that Hispano in my bag. That's going home to get polished up. Good souvenir. And one last thing to show you out here at the point before we head along back to Tyninghame Woods. First of all was here. Look at this. No sand. The beach has been like raped of sand. It's down to like a hardcore pebble. Never seen it as bad as this. I've seen it, but it's right up to the high tide line. So anyway, back to a bit of World War II history. and there is a feature coming up I'm going to do on all the coastal defences of Tyninghame and Belhaven Bay, and one of them is up here, which, guess what, yeah, a trail ferry cleared last year, and if he hadn't done that, or she, who was it, it would probably be gone forever in the Buckthorn. And it is, of course, a pillbox defence set up opposite one, which is across on Spike Island at John Muir Park. And somebody has cleared it since I was here last, because it was full of junk. Somebody had been living in it, I think. But yeah, there's a bit of graffiti that's been on there since I was a teenager. I don't think it was written in 1945, but it does celebrate Victory D-Day of 1945. And behind it, there used to be a trench that was about waist deep when I was a kid, which is gone, which goes back to an ammunition store behind, which amazingly a trail ferry has cleared a path through to as well. Now, somebody was encamping in both of these. I don't know what was going on, but there was a lot of Polish lager cans, fishing gut and everything else, but sadly we'd left it all. And when I last was here doing a film, I hoped somebody else would possibly come along and help clear out. I was going to come across and pull everything out myself and drag it on my bike trailer, but someone's done it, so there you go. So that's worth going to have a look at if you're interested in that stuff. So here we go, the sand free beach. Now we know where all that sand came from, out of the point. And I imagine naturally it will get carried back round and onto the beach. So we're heading back into Tyninghame. I'm just going to go home on the John Muir Way. Time's getting on, it's getting hotter, it's nearly midday, and I want to go out my motorbike today. So here is a really good preserved roadblock of the coastal crust, which is often featured in photographs in books on World War II defences, and basically it's the big cylinders that you've seen earlier, but they're all would have been kept. So this also has the familiar, to anyone that's into all this, the slots and the concrete blocks. So big iron bars got lowered down, slotted into those holes, and dropped in on the side behind me, and then these cylinders would get rolled across to create a defensive block. So that's it for now. I'm heading home. It's been a good fun couple of hours. I don't know how this video is going to pan out with the commenting, but let me know if you enjoy it, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.